I'm sliding off. Maybe it's... No. I don't know why then. Skyward Sword is a video game. This is indeed true information. Skyward Sword is a video game.
Yo. Oh.
My parents ever watched the stream? Not that I'm aware of. And I can't believe FaZe is actually my mom. Didn't realize my mom knew how to use a smiley face emoji. If GDQ happens, will I speedrun? Well, SGDQ is happening as an online event in August. We don't know what games are going to be on the schedule yet because the schedule and games list is not released. So you're gonna have to wait until July 13th. Thank you for the good luck, Ted Boy Ahoy. What does Howard do? Howard is a fancy version of waste points. Okay, I think I was counting the steps wrong earlier. Why do so many people have so many points? Because you get points just for watching the stream. If you are subscribed, you get more points. I forget what the actual ratio is, but I think it's like 1.5 times as much or something. Okay, it changes per tier. Oh, that's interesting. I guess that makes sense to incentivize more tier 2 and 3 subscriptions. Yes, Jim yawn. Jim is tired because Jim has to play the first 7 minutes of Skyloft over and over again because of side hop cutscene skip. Now it's back in. Thanks to a route change. Got put in like 7 hours ago. I like how we had 1 week with no cutscene skip and all was blissful, except for extending blow. And of course, I had to figure out how to add this back in, because of course I did. Now, Jay's got his record on the previous route, so, like, if I just don't have a run that's really bad, I should be able to beat it and get, like, a 132. When am I going to get world record again? I don't know. Depends on how well I can play. I should figure it out then. Maybe. Be a good thing to figure out. I'm doing alright, Chill Cow. I mean, this game is in 480p because it's a Wii game. It's not going to be in HD. Well, no, HD games were definitely a thing when this game was made. It was just on a console that wasn't HD. As Nintendo. There we go, that's the 11:30. Do I think Breath of the Wild deserved all those perfect reviews? Not necessarily, no. I mean, I don't believe that any game is perfect, even if it has a 10 out of 10 rating. Also, thank you very much, Chill Cow, for the Twitch Prime subscription. Glad you're enjoying the... I was about to say glad you're enjoying the screams, but I don't think that's what's happening here. I guess Link is screaming a lot, but... Also, thank you for the good luck, Vasky. Yeah, the speedrun has now reached the point where we can see all of our splits at once. At least the way that, like, I have my splits formatted. Am I going to stream on Friday? No. Am I going to stream on Saturday? Yes. I stream all days of the week except for Tuesday and Friday. Which capture card would I recommend for Wii U or Switch? I mean, the only capture cards I have experience with are Elgato ones. But... I forget what the other popular brand is called. Like, Elgato ones can tend to be kind of finicky, in my experience. I mean, at least, like, ones that I've gotten in the past, maybe they've gotten better recently. Yeah, Avermedia, that's it. People seem to speak a little bit better about Avermedia cards. How did that work? You're welcome, Matt Lolds. What did I do? I guess unless you're driving home right now, then that would make sense. I have not played Undertale, no. But, like, the capture card I have is an Elgato HD60 Pro, so it's an internal card that plugs into a PCIe slot on the motherboard. And allows for the capture to basically be instant. It's not quite instant, but the pass-through is, so, like, that's fine. How do you stream Wii games on Twitch? You just need a capture card that can capture your Wii. I mean, I'm using an HD capture card, but that's because I have a converter so that my Wii can be output with HDMI. Using a Wii to HDMI adapter. Hey Sage Todd, thank you for the good luck. Alright, Nasty, we'll see you later. Thank you for the good luck. Do I make a living out of speedrunning? Well, the income that I generate from, like, Twitch and YouTube isn't specifically, like... Or, well, I guess I should say that the income I generate is because of Twitch and YouTube, not directly because, like, I do speedrun stuff. But it is, like, getting to a point where I might be able to live off of it if it keeps growing at the rate that it's going. Hey Van, thank you for the good luck. Q. how was it doing both GDQ runs and then looking at now? Oh, you mean both Skyward Sword runs. I mean, I'm glad that I got to do a run of the game back before, like, RBM was properly known about. And then also, like, another run before this stuff was discovered. It means that, like, if there's another any percent run of this game that gets done at GDQ now, you'll be able to see the progression of the game through, like, 3 GDQ runs over some amount of years. Oh, absolutely, Tominator. Like, it puts everything into perspective and has it make a lot more sense, typically. I mean, me figuring out, like, reverse bit magic was because I understood, like, how basic computer memory works. A computer stores bits, and I saw the bits change. And I was like, ah, I know what these bits mean. Or, well, I didn't know specifically what the bit that got set meant at the time, but I knew that... I knew what the power of what the bit changing at the moment it did meant. Oh, come on. I'm rolling there. Well, I mean, Wind Waker went from a speedrun that was just under 4 hours to a speedrun that's now under an hour because of barrier skip. Yeah, I went to SGDQ last year. I've gone to every GDQ ever since SGDQ 2018. And hexadecimal. Yeah. I mean, definitely the most that I've had to interact with hexadecimal is, like, the Dolphin memory engine, and, like, looking at Skyward Sword. As I perform the RBMs, I can see the red flashes of memory change in my mind. At least that's the way that Dolphin memory engine visualizes them. I mean, as far as we're aware, reverse bit magic is a Skyward Sword thing. You can't do it in the other Zelda games because the file selection takes place on a different map than the actual title screen does. Really? I feel like that distance was fine, but I guess it's too far to the right. don't know. I can hardly get the extending blow anymore. Oh well. For some reason I wasn't able to roll. I mean, it kind of depends, Papple. Like, generally, I just strive to try to get the best run that I can, but it can be motivating to run up, like, against other people. And, like, compete with them, in a sense. Because, like, having multiple people, like, try to get, like, the record in a game, helps the game be more optimized, because then, like, runners might have different ideas on what strats they want to do and whatnot. File 1. Okay. That was not optimal. And having, multiple people at the top also allows, like, everyone to compare, like, times, and everyone can see where they're potentially losing time to other runners. You wretched bratwurst. I don't think that's quite what he says, but I don't know. Bratwurst sounds good right now. Direction there. I have glasses because I am, like, nearsighted. Probably because I stared at screens way too much when I was younger. Hey, Mini Mini, thank you for the good luck. Breaking the boards in the room with the Staldra... I think that's for raising the pedestal and back in time for, like, placing the Eldin pillar and stuff. If I remember it correctly. Also, thank you for the good luck indebted by Glamour. We lost 40 seconds because I missed the extending blow. Well, there are actually there's two scene flags, one for each board, Super Cuber. So one of them corresponds to that, but the other one corresponds to the one which is right next to it, which I think is like tablet pedestal is raised or something. Yeah, I think we need the far board. And like not the close one. Which is why I do a Skyward Strike spin attack really close to it. If you do a quick spin, Cecil, you probably didn't, like, target, or, like, you probably didn't move forward to keep targeting the Bokoblin. If I had to guess. Like, after you do the spin attack, you want to, like, keep holding forward while you're, like, you want to move forward while targeting the Bokoblin so that you stay within the targeting range. That was slow. Oh yeah, I mean, with how much time extending blow saves, that's basically a given. Unfortunately. Yes, you can do quite a lot of stuff in the menu screen. One second, file 3 back here. Well, the important thing to note about what happened back there is the timing. So I started my file right as, like, the pillar light was forming up, because that's when the game sets the value for the pillar to be active. And so, because I started my file right before that value got set, the value was still set when I loaded into my file. And then once I saved my file, the value got properly saved. So that's why we can see the Eldin pillars now up. At least on this file, although it's a bit misleading because it's not actually going to take us into Eldin. When I jump into the pillar here, it's going to take us to Farron instead, because logic. Howard is just a waste points option with a fancy name. Yes, we are in Farron on the title screen. I needed to go to Farron so I could specifically save File 1 at that statue while on the title screen. Because now that now that File 1 has those statue coordinates as its save location, I can do a trick known as a Reverse BitWarp into Eldin. Once I fly back over to the Eldin pillar here. Now the Eldin pillar is actually going to take us to Eldin. And what Reverse BitWarping into Eldin will do is it will take the coordinates that I have on my first file and apply them to the Eldin region. So it's going to spawn me out of bounds here. And then I'm just going to run up Eldin out of bounds, because it's much faster than going through Eldin the regular way. Also, hey, Doctor. Welcome to the out-of-bounds Skyward Sword speedrun. And because this hill is so steep, it's actually not faster to sprint right here, unless it's necessary to get up a slippery slope like this one. Hey Dalek, thank you for the good luck. Well, yeah, this game can be fun to, like, try and go through the route normally and stuff, but... At least for me personally, that kind of gets boring after a while. Sequence breaks and glitches spice things up a bit. At least in my opinion. I mean, none of the stuff that you ever do in this game, well, I mean, you might corrupt your save files themselves, but you can always, like, you know, try again from the beginning. You're never gonna, like, ruin the disc or anything. By doing any of this. Hey, Veztixer, thank you for the good luck. Well, this is the best run I've had today so far. Also, thank you very much, Lurking Adam, for the 3 months of Twitch Prime. Enjoy the yellow badge. There are no new tricks, it's just a slightly different route that happens to save quite a bit of time, specifically in Eldin. Well, the Pipit RBM is for when we're already inside Earth Temple. The RBM that I just did is the only one you can do to open up the Earth Temple door. I turn around the camera at the start of the Earth Temple, because those two platforms that I had to... Or, well, I skipped the first one, but the two, like, rising and lowering platforms, if the camera's turned away from them, they'll just, like, freeze in place. That's kind of like a thing with actors in this game. If the camera's not looking at them, they freeze so that the game can, like, save memory. And, by keeping the camera away from them for a certain amount of time, I can get the best possible cycle on them. Also, yeah, jumping after the Skyward strikes right there skipped, like, the small camera cutscene that would have normally happened. That pop-up window was me pressing the minus button, and the game being like, would you like to view the Motion Plus tutorial? Nice. Because that allows me to stay on the title screen without having to open up the file select. Because for that specific instance, I don't want to go onto the file select, otherwise the Knight Academy is gonna be in the wrong state. My personal favorite GDQ was SGDQ 2018. It's the one I had the most fun at. I don't do the lead text skip because I was never very good at it when I would try and in practice. And it only saves like a few seconds on Japanese. I can imagine it's a lot more worth it to go for in English. Hey, Palsy, thank you for the good luck. Good bonk. I think he usually doesn't bonk on those stairs. Favorite speedrun to watch but not perform? I don't know. It's a good question. I typically only watch speedruns that I'm familiar with. No, you die in this run, like... Actually... Is it more or less now? I think it's slightly less. You die at least 15 times in this run. With only 3 of them being death warps. Well, Death Warp is just like you die and the game warps you back somewhere. It's typically back to where you last saved. Which can be useful to cut out backtracking. So, like, when I died right after I got the bombs back from the magma, the game spawned me back at the middle island because that's the last point that I had saved at. So it conveniently, you know, spawned me back where I needed to be, and also gave me back some health, because I'm going to be losing some health for the optimal boss fight here. No, you don't have to do any button mashing for text in this game. The fastest way to make text, like, advance in this game is to just hold the A button, and then once the box finishes, you press the A button to get to the next one. So this game, you like actually have to be aware of like how long each text box is, so you know like how long to press the A button, basically. Good fight. So that should just about be an optimal Earth Temple-ish. Stamina was probably not manageable at some point, I think. Oh no, I got the bonk on the stairs. Yeah, that was it. Alright, so this sum of best is more or less accurate. Minecart segment might still be a bit too fast because of Machi. I'm gonna be losing 20 seconds on this split though. EB is the abbreviation for a trick called the extending blow. It's a trick that's unfortunately random, that happens back in the deep woods before Skyview Temple. And it's the reason that I lost, or that I went from minus 23 on Slingshot to plus 20 on Beetle, because I didn't hit it. Alright, so Link's gonna put in the invisible tablet. It's a secret 4th tablet that nobody knew about. It's actually just the amber tablet, but the graphics are a little messed up. There wasn't a new glitch found, it was just a new route change that we realized we could do. Yeah, the fact that the Eldin pillar isn't on our main file is pretty good, but we don't need to go back to Eldin, so it all works out. Yes, PB is still possible. I am currently ahead by 2 minutes. And this is, like, actually being ahead by 2 minutes. I shouldn't... Okay, except for the Machi RBM, I shouldn't be losing time to anything else over my PB because of the route. Yeah, this route has side hop cutscene skip. Unfortunately. I only made an explanation of this route change in the Skyward Sword Discord. But it's basically just using a reverse BitWarp to get into Eldin. Instead of placing the pillar and flying there. And using the reverse BitWarp, we can then climb out of bounds up to the volcano. Which is much faster than climbing up the regular way. And also skips a bunch of cutscenes. The side hop cutscene skip is just a trick that's done like 7 minutes into the run. Basically, before you're supposed to do the wing ceremony, you're supposed to go through a cutscene with like Zelda and Groose and a bunch of like your other Knight Academy classmates. But if you, or like before the cutscene starts, you actually have control of Link for like 2 frames. And if you do a side hop or a backflip during one of those 2 frames, you can get out of the trigger for the cutscene and just do whatever you want after that. What just happened is I finished speaking with Betro right as I started my 3rd file. So this is going to place the Temple of Time statue on my Lanayru map. Because those scene flags happen to share the same value between the Lanayru Desert and Skyloft. So this allows me to get to the back of the Lanayru mining facility, and I can get the heart pretty quickly now, without having to like go through all of Lanayru. Well, no cutscene skip here. It's time for Minecraft. No, it says minecart. That was too far away. Is it a diamond minecart? No, it's just a stone minecart. Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of people who think that the split name says Minecraft. It's interesting how the brain, like, auto-fills the glance-stat word like that. No, this is just called like a regular BitWarp. Basically, I just took the coordinates from the Skyloft Upward Academy bird statue and applied them to the Lenabur mines, which just happens to spawn really far out of bounds, but then I can run with this out-of-bounds spawn into the Lenabur caves, because I want to get to the Lenabur Gorge. Because the Lenabur Gorge is the home of our good friend, the Thunder Dragon. The Thunder Dragon is going to allow us to do some cool stuff. No, the crawl space is actually just open there, because the caves are in, I believe, Layer 0. And on Layer 0, there's usually certain actors that are just missing from an area, which, luckily for us, happens to be those rocks. I mean, I usually think of Lenabur as being a desert. So this one's fine too, because I need to get that. I need to save the cutscene skip. Or the introductory cutscene value here. Nice, Milo. Yeah. People definitely have Minecraft on their minds. Now, apparently it's water time. Alright, cool. I missed the cutscene skip, but I should still save time. Well, the out-of-bounds section itself isn't too difficult, but you need to... Like, the only reason this works is because I did another... I did a temporary flag RBM, which set the temporary flag for the minecart being near the end of the track, because I need the minecart to specifically walk over... Or not walk over, but I needed to ride over, like... I think it's like this piece of the track or something. When the minecart gets over, like, some piece of the track over here, it changes the layer that this map is on to the layer that I need. But then I also have to wait for the minecart to hit the very end of the track anyway, so that it actually stays there. Thank you for the good luck, Ender Phoenix. We'll see you later. Yeah, the Deku Babas aren't on the map because the map is technically in layer 0 right now, I believe. Also, thank you very much, Soul Eater, for the 2 months of Tier 1. Also, yeah, Semikins, there's a much better way of getting through Eldin that was figured out. Thank you for the good luck as well, Brown Squirrel. Alright, Goose cutscene with file 3. Starting the file right before like the next area begins to load just loads the next area quicker for some reason. So it saves like, I think for this one it saves like 12 frames. For some reason at the sealed temple it saves like a full second. I don't know why. But it just does. Yeah, I mean, run's gonna be over in like less than 20 minutes if the rest of it is done well. The only boss that you can actually fight on the main menu, I believe, is Demise. I mean, it's not faster to fight him on the main menu because it takes forever to be able to do that. Fastest boss ever. So the reason that we come to boss rush at all is because the developers made certain assumptions about how far you are in the game when you first do boss rush. So to make the earlier bosses work, they intentionally will unset some flags to make like the boss fight playable. And then they will reset those flags once the boss fight is over. So by dying to the Imprisoned 1 fight, I actually set the values for having beaten the Ancient Cistern and the Fire Sanctuary. And then by dying to the Imprisoned 2, I have set the value for having beaten the Imprisoned 2. And I also forgot to split. I also apparently need to get better at blowing up bombs. Well, the sand ship... the story flag for having beaten the sand ship doesn't have anything to do with the imprisoned fights, but the story flags for having beaten the ancient cistern and the fire sanctuary do. Like, those would cause changes to the map that would make, like, the imprisoned one fight not work. Yes, the next split is called Door. It's a very special door. Why am I so bad at doing that right now? There we go. No, you're not going to get sub 130. At least this run's not going to. Why is the door split of a Koblin? Because the door opens up into the Horde, and that seemed vaguely appropriate. The only dungeons we do in the run are Skyview and Earth Temple. And we skip a very sizable portion of Skyview. The pitch being off is your stream being behind. If you refresh the page, the audio should be back to normal. But Twitch just does that to try to, like, catch your stream back up if you're behind, and it just happens to pitch up the audio because the stream is technically playing at a faster rate now. Oh, welcome to the stream, Moonverses. Glad you enjoyed the videos. Ah, it's that. That. Alright, so now we have raised the Gate of Time. Now we have opened the Gate of Time. Now we must do one final RBM to open up the door. Alright, so I have to remember to go up to the Upper Academy statue for this one. Hold on. There we go. Thought I'd gone out of that, but I guess not. Oh. I didn't get the ferry. Alright, well, this is gonna be fun.
Hey!
Well, we'll try our best. No, Revitalizing Potion, we're forced to use it earlier in the runs with this route, so I don't have it. Alright, well, here we go. Okay, well that was really slow, but I didn't take damage at least. I'm forced to take damage here, so I'm only allowed to get hit one more time. Alright, well that was my one hit. That was also really slow. This is all very slow right now, unfortunately. We'll definitely be losing some time on this segment. Big sword. He always gave me the downward one. I don't like. No, I haven't finished the run yet, but hopefully I don't die here. Could have gotten a low 131 with this. Alright, well. We have 30 seconds to save on demise. For whenever I do another run. Cool. 131-34. Also, thank you very much for the 200 bits, Debbie Potato. Thank you for the 10 bits, Nate the Man. So yeah. Most segments here were fine with the new route. Also, thank you for the 10 bits as well, beep boop underscore. Yeah, this is a new world record by exactly 2 minutes. And thank you for the 125 bits as well, Momomo. Thank you for the Orange Rupee Winderman. So yeah, I can... Yeah. Thank you for the 100 bits as well, Joshua. And thank you for the 50 bits, Empress Zelda. Thank you very much, Stendel, for the subscription. I didn't see if that was a resubscription or a new one, but thank you for the support anyway. Also, yeah, some of best is below an hour and a half. Only by like 5 seconds though, so it's not particularly exciting. Yeah, biggest mistake by far in this run was just not getting extending blow. And then I also lost 30 seconds on Demise, so... Oh, and I also missed the cutscene skip at Harp. Yeah, if you get extending blow, you should be able to get sub 1 Harp, which is pretty cool, because you'll save, like, 40 more seconds on Beetle, and then 20 more seconds on entering Lineru. Oh, okay. Thank you very much for the 10,000 bits, Helios X. That is a very generous amount of bits to donate. So thank you very much for that. I'm glad you enjoyed the YouTube stuff. And thank you once again for that very generous gift of bits. Alright. No, I'm not taking my shirt off. Even though it's not against Twitch TOS, I'm still not going to do it right now. Yeah, it would be really good if a reliable setup for extending blow was figured out, but I don't have very much confidence that's going to happen. How many bits for shirtless %? If someone wants me to do a shirtless run of Skyward Sword, you're going to need to donate 500,000 bits is my price. And then you will get your shirtless Skyward Sword speedrun. And it has to be in a single bit cheer. So you can't crowdfund it. I mean, I guess you technically could, but then you'd have to trust someone to give all the money to then cheer that amount. Oh, you can't have 500k bits at once? Oh, alright. Well, that's still the goal, because basically we're not going to do that, is what my point is. Alright, well, I think I said everything that I needed to. We had some nice best segments, we got a best segment on Harp because we can check the statue instead of having to bonk the tree again, which is nice. And then Skyview was fairly good. Surface was nice. Slingshot was okay. Beetle again, extending blow. And then entering Earth Temple, I think that was okay. It wasn't quite a best, but it was slightly under. Earth Temple was a best. Linear, I lost 20 seconds because extending blow. Minecart, I can save more time there if I get the cutscene skip. No, this run did not get extending blow. So... I mean, one of the key things to look at, Nimzo, is that if you get extending blow, you can get a sub 1 harp time. Because this run didn't get it, and it got 1 hour and 9 seconds. This one was also sloppy on the death by feet segment, even though... because I lost like 3 seconds there or something. Which means that door... I saved 4 seconds on door. I think this route saves a little more than 2 minutes, like 2.5. I want to say. At least just based upon what I'm seeing here. Oh, and I also lost 30 seconds on Demise. God, forgetting about that one. So it's extending blow, cutscene skip after harp, and Demise that were the problems in this run. Alright, anyway. I am done for the day, so thank you guys all for watching. We will do more attempts of this, I guess tomorrow. Because this run is not, like, perfectly optimal or anything. But yeah, I think that's it. Thank you guys. Goodbye, and enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. See ya.